Hey everybody, this is David here, aka Chessman. Um, I'm back with talking about the openings. Hopefully you've watched my previous videos, so you're all caught up in where we are. So I've come up with the next step, and I've actually kind of I've done it. I've done quite a bit off screen. I was just on a roll, and I wanted to keep going. I was excited. So basically what I've done on the next step is I use the computer and to come up with the next set of moves. I've decided I want to have until move 6 on each line. So I used I'll show you how I did it. I started with e4 c5 knight f3, and let me show you. So we're using chess.com if you're new, and we're using the analysis. You go here, you click analysis, and then this comes up. And so if you're here previously, we were up to move 3, I believe, which was d4. So I've decided I want to know up to move 6 with white. So first off, we have e4 c5 knight f3 d6 d4, and then I have all basic. Oh, okay, I'll show you. I put e4 c5 knight f3, and then we've already decided d6 was the move I would play. Actually, there's about 5 responses to knight f3. There's d6, knight c6, e6, g6, and a6, and knight f6, and knight f6 is the last one. So there's 6, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 responses to knight f3. So that's something to learn in itself. So if you wanna make sure you learn that, if you need a refresher, go to my previous video, number 7, I believe, or number 8, and you can see what we did there. This is picking up from there. So anyway, what I did was I put the moves in. So e4, c5, knight f3, and then we're starting with d6. So I put in d6, and the best response to the computer, what the computer says, is d4. So I've decided that d4 is the move I'm going to play against d6. So I looked that up, and then I did the same thing for knight c6, which the answer was also d4. Then I looked up the answer for e6. It was also d4. I looked up for g6. It was also d4. a6, it was c4. And knight f6 was e5. And then when I figured out d4, so then I went in further in because I want to know until move 6. Basically, I'm using all the variations that I get either from games that I play or from this computer. It gives me 5 responses, and so I'm doing either some of them. I did all 5 responses, even if like I was debating whether to do moves like for instance, the first move against d4 is c takes d4. So I put that. And then my response against c takes d4, the best move is knight takes d4. So I put c takes d4, knight takes d4. That's move 4. And then I did, okay, knight f6. So knight f6, knight c3. That's the move. And that's down here. Knight f6, knight c3. And I had decided to just do moves that were pretty good for black and not moves that are really bad. And I was just hoping that I decided that I would be able to figure out how to win if my opponent played worse moves. But I gotta admit, on some of the openings, I did put moves that were bad as well, that were greater than +1. I just felt like it, and I think I'm gonna do that from now on. So I may come back and add, but so I don't know if you're able to take a screenshot or whatever, but if you want to take notes, you can pause the video here and you can write this down if you want or screenshot it. Now I'm going to move it. And you can pause the video and take notes again. And then you can do it again. And again. In a future video, because the next thing I need to do, first I need to do this for the rest of the openings, and then I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to learn them, like how I'm going to tackle learning them. And that's all of e4. So if you really wanted to write all that down, you can. It would take a while, but you can do it. So let's see. I guess what I'll do is what I'll do for this video is, let's see. I'll start. Okay, I'm gonna do what I did for e4, e5, c5 and e5 with e4, e6, d4. So the French defense. All right, so I'm not gonna do all of it on screen because that would take forever, but we'll see. I just want to make sure you understand how to do it. So how I've done it is, okay, so e4, we're starting with e4, e6, d4. e4, e6, d4. And then these are all the lines. These are all the lines that black could play against d4. So the first move is d5, then bishop e7, h6, c5, b6, a6, f5. So these are the moves that popped up here. d5, a6, h6, c5, bishop e7, c5. And a couple of them are from games I played against the bots. So those, again, that's two methods of how I plan on increasing the amount of openings I have here. and increasing the moves is I'm doing what the computer tells me because it's the 5 best options, and I'm going to add from games that I play myself. So I'm going to continuously, never-endingly add to this opening list. So the first move was knight c3. It's d5. So it says d5 here, and the best move against d5 is knight c3. So I did that. So d5, knight c3. So now what I've done, what I'm going to do, what I did for e4, c5, I'm going to do for e4, e6 here. So to continue, because I want to get move 3 for black, and then what move 4 would be, and then I want to do move 5 and move 6. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. That way you can do this on your own, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of this on screen. So what I do is I copy this, I enter, and then I paste, because I'm going to do all the responses to knight c3. And what I like doing is I like turning this bold. And alright, so after knight c3, the first move is d takes e4. So I'm going to put d takes e4. And then I'm also going to do move 4. Now it says right here, d takes e4, the best move is knight takes e4. So I plan on, for a while, just playing the best moves by what the computer says, and that's what I'm going to learn, because I think that's a good strategy to start with, to know the best moves. All right. Okay, so that's move 4. So now I'm going to go to e5. Excuse me, no, that's not what I'm going to do. Okay, now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to enter. I'm going to paste again, and then I got another one, e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3. And now I already did d takes e4, so I look in the next column, and it says knight f6 is the next best move. So I'm going to type knight f6, and then move 4. And it says right here, after knight f6, the best move is e5. So I'm typing in e5. And that's it for that one. So I'm going to enter again. I'm going to paste the same thing. And then now the third move, it switched around, but it's a6. So a6, then 4. And after a6, it says the best move is bishop e3. So I'm going to put bishop e3. And then I'm going to space again, and I'm going to paste again. And so I got knight f6, a6, d takes e4. Next is bishop b4. So bishop b4. Then 4 is, and it says after bishop b4 that e5 is the best move. So I'm going to put in e5. Enter again. Paste. And then the last one is bishop e7. Bishop e7. And then it says the best move is e5. So I typed in e5. Then I'm just going to save. So I did this for d4, d5, knight c3. These are all the top 5 options for black to play against knight c3. And then I put the best moves against every one of those moves. So I've added that to the list of openings to learn. And this, again, this notepad document are moves that I'm going to play as white. I also have a document, moves that I'm going to play as black, and I have to do the same thing for that as I'm doing here. So what I've been doing is, what I did for e4, c5 is I went through all of, like I added move 4 to all these, so normally I would go through this one as well. I'll show you. I would copy, paste, and then I would make this one bold. And then I would do the same thing that I did for d5, knight c3. And now I would do it for bishop e7, e5. And then I would do the same thing for h6, bishop d3, c5, d5, b6, knight f3, a6, knight c3. And what you can do before you do this is you could maybe write down in a notebook these lines first before you do it, and then you could practice memorizing those. That might be a good way. But I have for e4 c5. Actually, I've gone through for e4 all of these lines up to move 3 that I put down, and I've written them down. Actually, I used a piece of paper. I didn't use a notebook, but I used a piece of paper and I just wrote them all down, so I could, when I'm not at my computer, I can just look at them and start studying them. That's what I did. I'm gonna, and then as I was looking at them from my own experience, I have some experience with e4, with the move e4, and I could kind of tell which opening lines are more popular than others. So I'm debating whether I'm going to use my knowledge to help decide which openings to learn first, or if I'm just going to learn all of them in order, even if it's ones that aren't as popular. I'm debating because there's still, even though I'm doing it this way, there's still so many openings to learn that it's a good idea to do the ones that are more popular first, since that's probably what you'll get in a game. So I might do that, but we'll see. And I might make a video showing those openings so you can see them on a video. But okay, so I'm not going to add to these ones this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to continue, because like I said, I want to get to move 6. For here, we're at move 4. And you could even make a list in your notebook writing these moves down and starting to memorize those. And maybe that's the next step for you, and then do move 5. But what I just want to show you the process that I'm doing. So, okay, so I'm going to do the same thing like we did for move 3. I'm going to copy this. I don't put it in bold because I have enough things in bold, but I'm going to paste. And then I'm going to put this in the computer. So let's see, it was d takes e4. Wait, let me make sure I'm at the right. Let's see, so d4, d5, knight c3. D takes e4. And my response is knight takes e4. And now I'm waiting to see what the top 5 responses are. And that's what I'm going to put here. So the first one is knight d7. So I'm going to type knight d7. And then I'm going to type in move 5. And again, right after knight d7, it says knight f3 is the best move. So I'm typing in knight f3. And then space. And then I still have that copied, so I'm going to paste again. And then I'm going to do the next move. The next move is bishop d7. So bishop d7. Then move 5. And under bishop d7, move 5 is bishop d3. Bishop d3. I'm going to paste again. After bishop d7, it's bishop e7. Bishop e7, and move 5. And after bishop e7, it says knight f3 is the move. Knight f3. Then paste. Again, after bishop e7, it says knight f6. So knight f6. 5. And then the move is knight takes f6 check. Knight takes f6 check. And then I'm going to paste. And the last one is move a6. And then move 5 is knight f3. And so I'm going to just save. So those are all moves 5 for knight knight takes e4. After knight takes e4, the top 5 moves that black could play is knight d7, bishop d7, bishop e7, knight f6, and a6. Now, if I play a game against the computer and I get this same line and I get a different move, I'm going to add it to the list of openings I want to learn. Again, if you've watched my videos, you know that I play against the chess bots with the help of the engine. That's how I'm able to get like really good openings, like opening knowledge. I'll show you. So first, I want to continue with this line because I want to get to move 6 just to show you how to do it. You probably can figure out the rest. So normally I would continue doing move 4 and 5 for this line, this line, this line, and this line, and then I would continue over here. But I'm not going to this time. I'm going to go straight, and I'm going to go for what move 5 for black should be, and then move 6 for white. Alright, so we're at knight takes e4. The best move is knight d7. So knight d7. We look at our list here. After knight d7, our move is knight f3. So we play knight f3. Like I'm looking right now, and for a minute it said bishop d3 was the best. Now it says it is again. Bishop e3 is second best. Knight f3 is third now, even though it said knight f3 was the best. So what you should look is the thing is, while you're doing this, it's good to learn. Like, so basically what this tells me is that this is great because if in a game I forget which move to make, most likely there are multiple moves that are just fine. So it tells me that I'm probably going to make a fine move during the game, because you could play c3. Now c3 is the best move. Knight f3 is second now. I'm going to stick with knight f3. Now knight f3 is the best. So you can decide as you're going through this to change it to whatever it says or to keep it. So that's up to you. I'm going to keep it as knight f3. So move knight f3. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to enter, and I'm going to put a copy right there. And it says so just like I did in the previous steps, I'm going to do the same thing here. The best move says knight g f6. So knight g to f6. Then I'm going to look for move 6. It says move 6 is knight takes f6 check. So knight takes f6 check, and that's move 6 for one of them. So I'm gonna copy and paste again. The second best move is knight d f6. So knight d f6. Then move 6 is knight g3. Knight g3. And I'm going to enter again. I'm going to paste. The third best move is bishop e7. Then move 6 is bishop d3. Enter. paste. After bishop b7, it's a6, a6, then 6, then after a6, the move 6 for after a6 is bishop d3, so bishop d3 is the best move. So enter, paste. After a6, the fifth move is c6, and then move 6 after c6 is bishop d3. That's the best move. And there we go. We got moves all the way up to move 6. And this is where I'm still figuring out how I'm going to learn all these. It's kind of fun putting this information in. So like all of a sudden I got on a roll and I did all of c5. I'll just show you all of c5, and I did some of e4, e5, knight f3, mostly because I got those in a game. I still have to go through it to get to move 6. Like I got one line here that's still move 6, but I got that from playing a game. And I'm going to show you that too as well. So I've shown you how to get to move 6. Now you just rinse and repeat, and you do that for all the other moves. And like I said, you can just watch my previous videos to see where we got to last video as far as the moves. And you can either copy what I did or you can do it yourself. So you should watch all my openings videos. I have a playlist, and you should watch all of them. Okay, so again, my plan is to keep doing this for all the openings that we have. I'm doing this for all of e4. So these are the moves I'm playing as white. So I did all the responses that black could do, all the popular choices that black could do. And so I did that in a previous video. So again, just watch the previous videos to catch up, to understand how we got where we're at. But to continue, what I plan on doing is doing this, which I just showed you. Second, I'm going to play games against the computer bots, and I'm going to put that information into here. And also, occasionally, I'm going to look at Grandmaster games that are on chess.com, and if the games align to one of my openings, I'm going to add it to the list of openings to learn. So I'm going to show you, just to show you again what to do to get openings from the bots. So I'm going to go to play bots. And again, just to show you, there's all kinds of bots. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced, master, athletic, athletes, musicians, creators, top players, the engines. It doesn't really matter which ones you play. You should play all kind. You should play against all of them just to get a variety of different openings, because they all play different openings. But I'm on intermediate right now, so I'm gonna play a game against them just to make sure you understand. You click one, and then you go to this arrow, and you go to assisted mode, and then one second. Okay, cool. So you go to assisted mode, and then you push play. And then I'm sticking with e4 right now. I'm also going to do this with d4, c4, and knight f3. I've decided I want to be able to play chess with any of those openings: e4, d4, c4, knight f3. So right now I'm sticking with e4. So e4, and then I'm waiting for the move, because it'll tell me so it played e5. So my move that I'm looking at my list here, and the move I play against d5 is knight f3, so I'm going to continue using that. And f5 is what it's chosen. So it's a different move than what the engine gave me, but let me get to it. Okay, so let's see if I have it already. I believe I do. e4, e5, knight f3. Let's see if I have f5. I do. So I have f5 here, and it tells me the move I play against f5 is knight takes e5. So I'm going to play knight takes e5. Again, I only want to get to move 6. Actually, right now it doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna use the engine later to um, to tell me what moves are the best moves, and I'm gonna add that to my repertoire, like I just showed you. Okay, so it played knight f6. Let me see if we got knight f6 already, and we do. We got knight f6. Knight takes e5. Knight f6. The move we play against knight f6 is bishop c4. So I'm gonna play bishop c4. And it played f takes e4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, copy, paste, and I'm going to put f takes e4. And then move 5. So it says the best move is bishop f7 check. So I'm going to put bishop f7 check. I'm going to type it in here. Bishop f7 check. And I want to get to move 6. So, okay, it said king e7. So I'm going to copy this, paste. And I'm doing this just in case the computer gives me a different move than what the top 5 moves from the engine are going to give me. All right, so king e7. King e7 is the move. And then move 6. So it says the best move is bishop to b3. So bishop to b3. I'm going to type that. Bishop b3. And I'm going to save. And that's pretty much it. You can play the rest of this game. I'm just going to resign because I strictly wanted just do it for the opening. And it doesn't affect your rating because it's against a bot. Bot games don't affect your rating, so it doesn't matter. So the third, that's the second way I'm adding openings to my sheet here, to my notepad. And it's kind of fun. So once you get into it. So the third way is occasionally I'm going to go to Grandmaster games. So let me go to events. Right now, let's see, the FIDE World Cup is going on. So I'm going to click on that one. And I'm just going to look at a game. So I'm going to go to games. And I'll pick this game, Gukesh versus Kazibek. And what's nice is the engine is here, so it tells me if the moves are okay or not. So I just turned it off. So it's on now. All right. So the first move was knight f3. So let me go to knight f3. That is one of the moves I want to play. So knight f3. Okay. So knight f3. The move that was played is d5. Let's see if that's one of my options. If it's not, I'm going to add it. So knight f3, d5. So that's right here. All right, so we play g3 against d5. So Gukesh played c4. So since it's a different move, we're not going to add this game to our list because it doesn't serve our purpose. We are looking now in the future. Maybe you want to start another list of openings to learn, so you have more options as white. So maybe you don't always want to play g3. So if you don't always want to play g3, Gukesh just played c4. So you could type this into your notepad and add that to the list of openings you want to know. It doesn't serve my purpose. I'm going to play g3 for a long time against d5. So that's it for that game. So I'm going to clock out. I'm going to go back and let's just try this game. All right. So we got an e4. So let's go to e4. And it's c6. So e4. Gotta scroll to C. And as you keep doing this, you'll get familiar with how your layout is and where all the moves are. Okay, so e4, c6 is the next move. We got c6. d4 is what we played. d4 was played, so we're good. e4, c6, d4. So let's see. So black played d5. If black would have played a different move that we don't have, right now we have d5, g6, a6, d6, and e6. If they would have played a different move, then we would add this to the list. We would copy and paste e4, c6, d4, and then we would add the move. But it's the same. So d5 is the move. We got d5. Against d5, we play e5. But Gukesh, Kazibek played e takes d5. So we're going to stop there. We're not going to add anything. Again, if you want to add it, maybe you want to have more than one option against d5. Instead of just playing e5 all the time, maybe sometimes you want to play e takes d5. Then you can add it to your list. Again, I'm not going to do it because there's already so many openings to learn of the list we have that I don't feel like adding anything that's unnecessary. So that's it for that game. And you can just keep going game to game. Next game. So we got an e4, e5. So e4, e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. Let's see. We got knight f3, knight c6. Now we play bishop b5, which is the Roy Lopez. We play that against knight c6. He played bishop c4, which is the Italian game. So again, in my list here, I'm not going to add it because I'm fine with just playing bishop b5 instead of bishop to c4. So, but again, you can add it to your list. Maybe you also want to learn the Italian. So put that in your list, and then you can look up the moves like we did earlier to get to move 6. And if you want to do further than move 6, feel free. I might do that in the future, but right now I'm trying to train all my openings to so I can know them to at least move 6, and then I'm going to decide what to do after that. But that's just my game plan. All right. So I've shown you how to use the computer to get to move 6. You just rinse and repeat, do the same thing. I've shown you how to play against the chess bots and use the engine to help you come up with openings as well. So you can do that. And then I've shown you how to look at Grandmaster games and try to add those games to your list as well. Um, so those are all the ideas I have right now of how to add games to your list. Um, to start learning these, I'm gonna try. I've written the. I've started with trying to remember E4 openings. So, like I wrote down E4, E5, knight of 3, knight C6, bishop B5 on a piece of paper, and then I wrote basically all the ones that are in bold, all the ones that go to move 3. I wrote those all down in a list, and I just keep looking at the list every now and then. That's so far what I've done to start memorizing these, get familiar with them. Again, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna learn the rest, and because I notice from my experience, there are some openings I have on the list that are played often, and there are some that are hardly never played. So I might, when I add to the openings, I might, or when I begin to learn the moves past 3, I might decide to start with the well played openings. And if I do that, I'll probably make a video to show which openings I'm trying to study first. That way you can write them down. If you're not doing this on your own, you can write it down from the video or just watch the video a few times. But so that's pretty much it. I I may do some more videos of me actually doing this stuff, or of watching Grandmaster games and getting the openings from it, or by playing. I'm not sure, but I may do some more um, to keep adding to the list of openings, and maybe I'll do 10 per video or something. That way you guys can write down chess openings that you should learn. But in case if you're lost, just try to go to my playlist for chess openings and just watch from video 1 all the way to up to whatever video we're at. I think we're at video 9 now. And I would just watch them all, and that way you'll be caught up. The trick is going to be how to decide how to memorize these openings. I find playing games and then looking at your list of openings a fun way to start, like memorizing the ones that you're actually getting in a game by playing the bots. All right, so I think that's it for now. Not a super long video. I've told you what to do, how you can get better at the openings, and so now it's just about doing it. So my next video, either I'll be doing it or I'll come up with the next step. So that's it for now. Hope you have a great one. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and have a good one. See ya.